tuko hii face yenye sasa most of the things we are dealing with they're just mental problems.
It's okay not to be okay. When you're having an issue, ama you're mentally not okay, it's okay, it's allowed.
Just because somebody is going to church and doing all these activities that seem to be Zamungu does not necessarily mean they have a relationship, and the vice versa.
Like 1 in 4 men with depression seek help.
It's getting concerning. Why are police officers giving people headshots? A headshot is a kill shot.
You're in that desperate position yenye mtu tu hata kikuoffer 50 bob
Uta accept.
hiyo 50 bob, it's a lot to you.
Let me be very honest. Uko inje, most of the news you're getting from Africa ni mambo ya slum, like it's always more of the negative side.
Because there is nothing new under the sun. Hizi vitu zenye tunapitia wote lazima kuna mtu alipitia, and trust me you, lazima kuna mtu aliandika book about kitu yenye unapitia.
If these people actually knew the vibes that Kenya actually has, tungekuwa tunaishi hapa bana.
Let's be more intentional.
Yeah.
If you say you want to do something, if you say you want to meet up with someone, if you say you want to do something with some fun. Hello world, welcome to yet another episode of the Ideal Corner podcast. As usual, Lady Hawi is in the house. The whole crew is in. Wash is there, Kalonje, Offkeybrian, Timo, our fact checker, and Ray. Hey, it has been an hectic week, man.
Tuanze tu na we.
Weekend imekuwa tu leo kumewaka moto.
You've been singing that song for a while. Kwani what happened? Tell us.
Let's start with the weekend. Minda fikiwa badai. Mine is a special case.
My weekend was easy.
Yeah.
Cool, calm. You know me, I don't like stress. I don't like anything
hakuna mtu anapenda stress.
I don't like anything that will remove me from my house unnecessarily.
Yeah.
If I get out of my house, it's with a purpose.
There must be a reason.
There must be a reason, yeah. I mean, I don't believe in just moving until you're roaming.
Unafuata tu watu fua. As it should be, bana. Watu wasitoke tu. Chup. You must have a reason to leave the house. You know, someone once, I think ilikuwa Chimano. Alikuwa kwa Mic Check podcast. Aliuliza, why are people outside? Why is the public outside? What wanafanya? What are people doing outside?
What are you doing? When especially when you're in that state where like you've created your home to be a home. You have so much peace there. You get so many things done there. There's not much that will take you outside unless...
Why are you outside?
Unless maybe it's an event, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, Ray, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Nothing fancy, but it was okay. It was good. Imekuwa tu okay.
Fact checker.
Oh, my week has been hectic.
Yeah, we lazima tukulize week bana, tumekuwa kuona man.
A lot has happened. A lot, bro. Yeah.
What do you mean by a lot?
It's a lot that cannot even be said on the pod. We'll be here for 2 hours.
Bro, kwani nini imefanyika bana?
Till I'm even now curious.
Inakaa ni kama amezaliwa akakufa akafufuka. It's like you've experienced life.
Tulikuwa maandamano ya mask. Tukivaa mask.
You're saying the general
on the general space, yeah.
But imekuwa hectic.
It's been crazy.
Imekuwa hectic.
It's been quite crazy.
Hey, speaking of which, my weekend was sijalala 2 days.
Inakaa. It looks like
wacho tu ziko namulika taa kila mahali, man. But on Saturday was busy, man. Kulikuwa na hiyo men's Baraza. Hey, man.
How was that event, by the way? But first of all, let's give Oscar his flowers for attending that event. We didn't know.
You didn't expect it.
We never aspired it.
I move different. You cannot know my next move.
We never aspired it, but God did it. So
yeah, I think we went with Offkey. It was crazy because unaweza kaa tu hivi. I think in our previous episode we spoke about this.
Yeah.
You can just sit like this. Your neighbor is there, but you really don't know what they're going through. Men are going through a lot. And then there were some facts that were also brought up that actually in marriages now, the rate of husbands' death are more than the wives.
In marriages. Whereas I think previously, based on stats or whatever it is, they used to say that unmarried men have a shorter lifespan than married men. That was kitambo.
Sasa in
I
marriage,
don't know about now.
In marriage now, women outlive their husbands.
Why do you think that is?
Stress.
As you?
Men are going through a lot. Because now there's the societal pressures. As a man, you are expected to provide. But right now, honestly, not everything is working out for every man. So mtu anaweza kaa hapo umeona unafikiria vitu ni mzuri, but mentally people are going through a lot. I think tuko hii face yenye sasa most of the things we are dealing with they're just mental problems.
I think generally, if I'm to take us as human beings, we've kind of been put into this culture where everything is supposed to be perfect. Like, I don't know whether it's rise of social media. I don't know exactly what it is.
The world is global, and then what you also consume.
So it's like you're supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to look perfect. Your body's supposed to be tea all the time. So it's put us in this state where mentally now, it's like you're constantly against yourself. Sometimes it's not even that people are against you or your environment or what. It's literally you fighting you.
Bro,
which is the hardest battle.
Have you ever had that feeling ukijiangalia kwa kioo, you're like, hey, is this really uni mimi ukweli?
Or you look at yourself in the mirror and you see everything wrong.
Yeah.
You can't see anything right. You're just like, oh, okay. Now, my skin is not what it's supposed to be. My hair is just where it's.
Things are not working out.
Yeah.
You forget to give yourself props.
The grace. I feel like we've forgotten to give ourselves that grace. The grace to fail.
But really,
the grace to grow. The grace to change.
Yeah.
It's like zimeenda out of the window. Nowadays, people don't want, like, what's it takwambia ati, siku hizi umechange, siku hizi unaringa.
Yeah.
Change is inevitable. It's something that has to happen.
Should be expected.
Yes, it should be expected. We can't be the same. I can't be the same person I was 2 years ago.
Never.
I have to evolve at some point. I may be evolving positively. At the same time, I could be evolving negatively. But
it's still change at the end of the day.
Yes.
I feel like we were brought up in a society where kuna pressures, but haukuwa unafundishwa vile kuhandle hizi pressures.
Yeah.
We were not prepped.
It's like
totally.
Deal with it.
It's like iko, lakini
wewe tu peke yako.
Get yourself
deal
out
with
of
it.
this.
Yeah, which is bad.
It's crazy.
It's bad.
But men are going through a lot, failed marriages, losing jobs. As in, kuna watu walikuwa nasema they were in that space yenye ulikuwa na earn millions, nyumba you have millions.
Yeah.
But now it reaches a point yenye hata 50 boba una. So imagine how messed up that is. Because umetoka, you are the higher pedestal, but now, bro.
Yeah, I think men also, apart from experiencing these problems, there's this thing of men that they don't talk about their problems.
Yeah, true.
Because there's something I'm seeing here, like 1 in 4 men with depression seek help. 1 in 4, you see, and 15% of men report having no close friendship. That leads to worsening isolation. They don't talk to people, you see, and men die by suicide nearly 4 times more often than women.
Bro.
It's actually good you've mentioned that, because over the weekend I was actually able to I was able to meet a few new people.
Yeah.
I was hijacked, in fact. Like I said, going outside, si ati unaenda tu nje. So there's a particular gentleman that we ended up going to his house, and you know me, I'm that person who I always just get amazed by many things. So when nilifika, I'm like, wow, this house is beautiful. Like the interior is on point, like everything.
Top.
Yeah, like those finer details, you can see this person has really thought about and stuff. And he seems to have everything.
Yeah.
Kama ni nyumba, akona nyumba. Kama ni gari, akona gari ingine fiti. You know, it doesn't seem like he's lacking anything.
Yeah.
Tukiangalia hizo. But then I got to realize this person is probably very lonely in this situation.
It happens.
Because ni zile za, unless maybe usumbe beshti yako fulani ati, ni aje uko wapi? Si tuende tushike kambili place fulani. There's no one else who is really checking in or finding out umse ako aje, anaendelea aje. Because the assumption is, because he has all these items, ako sawa. Si ako na gari, kwani ako na shida gani? Ako sawa. See, he's not going hungry. He has enough food. What's the issue? You understand? Ako na nyumba fiti. Shida ni nini?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it made me also look at things from a different perspective. And I think since that time, I've kind of been asking myself, how better or how best can we continue to help the boy child?
Bro, it's a tough question.
By the way, I was even like,
it's really tough.
I thought about it to the point I was like, I think at some point I'll even call even my guy friends randomly.
Bro, just to check up on them, because
it doesn't have to be like, hi, tell me what your issue is. No. Zileza ukwaje. Or you just give somebody their flowers. You
because
understand?
that question alone,
thank you for being a good friend.
Uko fiti tu peke yake. Inaweza open up a lot.
Honestly, I feel like unaona you're the perspective you're checking up on them personally.
Yeah.
It's better because guys don't really talk about their feelings and issues out loud. So because sijui niseme aje, but there's this toxic masculinity that spreads around. There's a way watu they put men when mwanaume, so you have to mwanaume, they don't allow you to break ama fall apart. And one thing that guys haven't realized is it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. When you're having an issue ama you're mentally not okay, it's okay, it's allowed. You are a human being.
Yeah.
Wewe ni binadamu, you have feelings. You go through hell.
Yeah.
People go through ups and downs,
Yeah.
People go through things. Adiwe mwenyewe, you're like, why am I going through all this?
Why me? Yeah.
Alafu, one sad thing is, fellow men, they're actually bringing up this culture. Because ukika,
it's a tough discussion because sisi being brought up. Let me ask you, nani hapa kwa hii room ashaiona hata baba yake akilia?
I don't think I've seen my father enough times.
Or even them just being emotional.
Okay, yes.
It's tough because now as a boy you end up saying, una grow up kwa environment, unajua mwanaume nalia aje. Sijaona hata baba yangu mtu niko closest nayo. Sijaona akilia.
But I feel like it's not even just on the male side. Let me give myself as an example.
Yeah.
I've seen my mother cry 3 times in my entire life. 3 times in my entire life. And then in our household, crying wasn't like a thing. You understand? It sounds weird to say it now, but crying wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen my brothers wakilia. I've never seen my mom, apart from those 3 times yenye utajua, okay, probably ilikuwa matanga or something like that. Analia. But ile, like, maybe she's had a tough day, what. It's not that in fact, I got to find out, it's not that she didn't used to cry. She just didn't want to do it in front of us. Yeah. She felt like...
You're supposed to be strong. Ufai kufanya vitu kama hizo mbele ya watoto.
I want to be strong for them.
For them. Yeah. So you can find maybe you didn't see it also because they didn't want you to see it. It's not that it wasn't happening maybe behind closed doors. But I just feel like we need more of those spaces, especially for men. That's why I was so glad like you were able to attend the men's Baraza.
Yeah. So basically out of the things that bring down a man. So we were told there are 4 things that build or destroy a man. Number 1, it could be family.
Yeah.
It could be friends. It could be work or your purpose. And also it could be how you relate to God. But kwa watu wenye wako religion sana ndo atasema mambo ya God. So hiyo iko
I disagree. Ukisema ati ni watu wa religion ndio nini hiyo side sana ya mambo ya God. Juu just because somebody is going to church and doing all these activities that seem to be za Mungu does not necessarily mean they have a relationship, and the vice versa. There could be somebody who doesn't even attend church. You even kuomba, it's like kusema more than 5 words, it will be difficult. But you find this person still has their relationship with God. Having that relationship with God is, I think, it's a very personal, interpersonal thing.
Personal, and
it's not everybody who will discuss it. It's not everybody who will come out and be like, and God, we're G's.
And then we also told, I think this is now just general knowledge. See what, if you get time, just go and look for the book. There's a book called Attachment. Go get it. I think it will basically help you understand the way people are. Because there are anxious people, there are 2 categories. There's anxious and avoidance.
Anxious attachment, avoidant attachment.
So anxious, they tend to overcompensate a lot. Yeah. Ule mtu akifanya kitu anataka approve na overcompensate, and then avoidance ni wale wenye akiona shida
very nonchalant.
Wewe baki peke yako.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. But bro, let's have those more spaces for men to talk. And not just talk. Let's follow up. Because now okay, fine. We had that discussion. Mulisikia wanaume wakilia shida zao and all that. But now, what's the
after
next
that,
step?
yeah. After now kuongea hivyo, what next?
Juu naweza open up and then nimetoka hapo. What happens? Is there someone who will call me constantly kuniulizia, hey bro bana, last time tulikuwa na wewe ulisema marriage imefail nini. Sasa hivi vitu ziko aje?
No,
it's like unaona, following up, unaweza sema despite mtu anaweza kaa feel despite me going through this, there's someone out there who's looking out for me.
Yeah.
Unaona, ako zile za like, yeah, I'm going through this, but at least there's this one person. Unaona, like is ready to, is a fellow man or doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman, but ako ready to just antaka kujua to how am I faring on? Is this situation inaniumiza kabisa?
I mean,
am I improving? Am I
gaining
niko
from
tu?
it? Uko tu? Yeah.
So I feel you're checking up on someone. Isikuwe tu somebody just comes and open up anakuambia shida zake zote. Then go still anabeba tu mashida zake hivyo vile alikuja
amezifunua
wanaume tunakonga na hii tendency fulani, bro, na nilikuambia unaona sasa nilikuambia.
That's why I was insisting on one thing that like men haven't gotten to know or accept is it's okay not to be okay. Unaona, like haimanishi jueni mwanaume you have everything under control. Unaona,
no, but you know what I got to realize? Nobody has anything under control.
Yeah.
Every single person, when they wake up, when God just gives them the grace to wake up, they're also just trying hiyo siku. Wanajaribu tu hiyo siku. Nobody has the final take of how this thing is going to go. Kila mtu anajaribu tu kivyake venye naweza. The best thing I can say is,
it tells you, sisi pia, let's learn to read read more.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing new under the sun. Hizi vitu zenye tunapitia wote, lazima kuna mtu alipitia, and trust me, lazima kuna mtu aliandika book about kitu yenye unapitia at this moment. So let's just learn to research more, tusome more, at least itatupatia
and be better humans. Just be better humans. Check up on people, give compliments where you know, sometimes just when you tell somebody, hey, you're looking really good today, you don't know what that, it's a complete stranger, but you don't know what that does to that person.
Yeah, inakaa tu pia na hii kitu yenye hii trend ilikuwa na go yenye unapigia ati you call your male friend just to tell them I love you. Just by the reception yenye ulikuwa unapata. Unaona tu wenyewe wanaume kuna vitu juu utapigia besha kwa mwambia I love you. Bro, hizo ni gani tena umeanza?
That is now what I call toxic masculinity.
I feel like that tends to happen. That tends to be the reaction because it feels weird. You understand? It's like an unusual feeling.
I love
it's
you.
An unusual feeling, but for the feeling to now become usual, you have to do it more and more. It has to now become a norm. The first time you call beshti yako mwambie, bro, I was just calling to say I love you. Of course, reaction yake inaweza kwa hivyo. The second time, probably atakwambia, we, fala, toka kwa hii simu. By the third time,
hizi ni gani umeanza?
Yes, by the third time, itakuwa sasa amezoea. Sawa, bro. Sawa. Thanks. It's not a one day thing. You understand? Si kitu ita happen overnight. Ni kitu, it's gradual, step by step, kidogo kidogo, hivyo. Yeah.
And then let's be more intentional.
Yeah.
If you say you want to do something, if you say you want to meet up with someone, if you say you want to do something with fanya, bro. Sisema ati leo iwezi tufanye next week. Because hiyo next week unafikiria labda umse atakuwa hapo.
And I think also, especially, let me say specifically for Kisumu, finding other activities that are not just drinking.
True.
Would be good. We have a whole ass lake, nobody fishes. I don't know why people imagine fishing for the fishermen peke yake.
Ni akina Costa.
Yes, why? Like, there's equipment. Enter China Square, go and buy those two rods and what and gears and what.
Bana, and take your kids.
Why not? There are
like
other activities.
We are underutilizing the lake.
There's so many other activities that, you could do as guys, as men, have those moments. Go camping.
Because it can actually help you get your mind off a lot of things.
A lot.
Now, through that, Pia, you can, unapata mtu like, open up about like, oh, I needed this today. Thank you for all this. I needed this today at least. I've gotten a sense of relief.
Yeah.
I had a lot in mind. Now, being out, at least Isikuwe tu alcohol peke.
Isikuwe tu ba.
Because unajua you're suppressing the feelings. You're high.
Kwani ni baba yako?
Yani ni ba tu kila pahali.
Kila mahali,
Yeah, you can still drink, but like you said, be intentional.
Yeah.
Now at least you know that is a moment that you guys can spend as guys. You tackle out some of those issues, even if it's quarterly. It doesn't have to be every weekend. It can be a quarterly thing. You say, okay, me and those my few friends.
Let's give them the flowers. Juu walicoordinate hiyo kitu, Urban Radio. Yeah, walicoordinate for. I also got to meet quite a lot of huge names. Big Ted was there. I met who else? Edgar Quach. I think that's the late Edward Quach's brother. So there are some great minds, and I think there are people you can try if you need something like mentorship.
Yeah,
I think that the wako kwa hiyo space, and then there are, hey man, I didn't know watu wenye wako hiyo age are so open.
Oh, you're expecting them to be
at least mtu akae
to Buddha, yani
hata nikwambie
closed.
Vile experience yangu na wazee yani kuna venye tu yani wanakuwaga na rigid mind sijui nini, but now if you sit with some unaona yenyewe there's a huge difference.
I think because they've gone through so many, like they've gone through life.
Yeah.
There are things when you go through in life and you've overcome them, you can't now be as rigid because okay, life happens.
It does, man.
It happens, and it happens to anybody and everyone. It doesn't matter your bank balance. It doesn't matter your family background.
Yeah,
life is gonna happen.
Nice. So big up Urban Radio for organizing the event. We'll follow up. Watuambie what are the next steps sasa ndo tujue. Anyway, that aside. Sasa kwa sherehe. Kodong Klan.
No wonder you still have sleep in your eyes.
No. This is sleep from editing. Wajua the previous day nilikuwa na edit sikumaliza. So nilikuwa na hiyo deni ya hiyo usingizi.
Wewe kuna deni mingi ya usingizi?
Bwana niko na deni ya usingizi sijui nitalipa aje. Na mtu aliniambia deni ya usingizi huwa ilipwi.
Itakupata tu siku moja. One day utajipata tu.
But you can never
like 20 hours.
Hawezi lipa deni ya usingizi.
Unaweza?
Hiyo ikipita ni kama deni ya day. Once you waste a day ni hivyo. Ikienda imeenda.
Hiyo unaweza recover if you're keen. If you're intentional.
But Kodong Klan was proper. Nilikuwa fiti. Wase wa Kisumu tu ndo to support manzema artists wetu.
There's some chick on TikTok who was saying, I think she moved to Kisumu like I think maybe a year and a half ago. So her business is food. So kuna siku alienda kuvend kwa event ya Kisumu. So she was lamenting that being a vendor in Kisumu events is
tough. It's
quite
mad
tricky.
Crazy, yeah.
Unless umejulikana tayari, like it's hard. Because she was saying by the time you vend, the money you've spent vending, it's like the money you've spent to vend is the money you're just making back.
So there's no profit.
There's no profit.
The profit margin iko low. And
she was saying because people already in Kisumu have put it in their minds that kwa event food inakuanga expensive. So wacha nishibe kwa nyumba ama niache ka food yangu hapo kwa gari. Nikisikia njaa ni
I feel like atuko too cultured. Bado tuko na hiyo backwardness fulani.
Nikule omena yangu kwa nyumba.
To believe ati tunaweza kuwa modern.
But I also feel like it's because Kisumu, it's like what wanapiga hesabu ya pombe. You understand? Like mtu is like, I go and spend this amount on food. Hiyo ndio naenda kupeleka kwa pombe.
Unajua hata beverages. Tulifika huko at around 9. By 9 hakukuwa na stock. 9 hakuna stock. Ati sasa ndo zinaingia. I'm like,
like there was no stock from all that time.
Sijui hata watu walikuwa na survive aje.
Ama walikunywa stock yenye ilikuwa, because the likelihood
sasa is I would really love to understand, which I doubt. Wezi niambie, hata nikwambie hata kama iliisha, wezi niambie hiyo time yote walitumia kurestock hiyo nini. I make sense. Kwani walileta stock kidogo?
No, they never expired that Kisumu are guzzlers the way they're guzzlers. Unaona 100 people, uone hao watu 100
ndio wanamaliza hii nini yote. But the gig was nice, man. Mimi sijui nini li happen, but tulimanage tu kuingia.
What do you mean you don't know what happened?
Tulijipata tu ndani.
Alafu when you were inside,
bro, props to Kodong Klan. Those people are crazy. Mimi kitu naweza sema, you see recorded music iki tupo hata YouTube or any other channel. Bro, it hits different when it's live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Juu nakwambia kulikuwa na ngoma zingine wasi walikuwa nacheza jana kwa event. Sweet. Tamu. Leo nimejaribu kuzitafuta YouTube. I'm like, this is what
this is not what I had.
Wimbo nilisikia jana. This is a different thing. I'm like,
the version was different.
Yeah. But the performance was alright. Kitu naweza sema tu, I think programming ndo kidogo ilikuwa off. Wase waliingia stage late.
Oh, okay.
Si tulitoka hapo at around saa 8. Na I think ndo sasa wase walikuwa halfway into their performance.
Okay.
So sijui walikuwa wamekaa wanangoja kuona kama crowd itakuja ama kama nini itafanyika, but
I also feel I don't know, the marketing was good in the beginning, like when there was that poster, then the tour is coming and this and this date will be here.
I don't think the marketing was good.
No, that from that beginning.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Juu hizi places zote by tuseme a week to the event already walikuwa najua venue.
Is what I'm
and then
saying.
Now comes to Kisumu. Venue wametuma, was it 2 days to the event ama
Wednesday? I got to know about the venue on Wednesday.
Ona. And then if you buy the ticket, the ticket walikuwa maandika Jomo Kenyatta. I think Jomo Kenyatta, yeah. If not Jaramogi.
But I think maybe
so there must have been a hiccup.
There must have been a hiccup mahali. Like zile za say I may pull out last minute, so you have to, you have to figure it out last minute.
But communicate, because let's say I'm not from Kisumu. I just purchase a ticket. I want to travel. Mi naona hapo naona
Jomo Kenyatta, naenda Jomo Kenyatta.
And then kumbe event iko.
Yeah.
Place ingine.
True.
Yeah. But it was proper.
But despite that, it was
mad fun. Lakini kwa chakula bana niliibiwa bana. Ile chakula ilikuwa ya 500.
Ulibai nini?
Chipo. Sausage 2. Na samosa moja inakuwaje 500.
5 so. Like this. So ungenipigia simu nikuletea mboga kienyeji na kuo.
Hiyo picha ndaeka hapa bana. Na sijakula the whole day.
That was the first meal.
That was my muko na change yangu. Sijui hata sijui nililipa nani, sijui ilikuwa hotel, lakini you have my change. Ndakula shida sasa unaweza pata pia alikuwa venda wa Nairobi, so hata sijui ndampata aje.
Hata kama alikuwa venda wa Nairobi, si tutakupata tu.
Tutakula mpaka 500 iishe. Sasa hii mimi nimekula 150.
So hiyo imebaki, hiyo 350 sasa.
Tutaendea kama crew. Anyway, a lot imehappen hii week. Bro, maandamano.
There's been so much going on.
Maandamano.
It's really getting concerning. Not just being a Kenyan, but being a Kenyan in Kenya. Because you don't know what's going to happen the next day.
Where are we headed as a country?
Yeah, you like someone even posted it. They were like, we're not safe in schools, we're not safe at the hospital, we're not safe with the police, we're not safe at home. So where are we safe? Because there are situations that have happened in all these spaces that were unjust. People have lost lives. People have been brutally attacked, injured.
For me, what's shocking, yeah? People on the streets because of what happened to Albert Ojwang.
Yes.
And then another cop decides and shoots someone to live, bana.
Unprovoked.
I mean, the dude
completely
was
unprovoked.
Remember, the guy was unarmed.
Unprovoked. He wasn't even protesting.
Mtu umeona tu amesimama tu hivi kwa wall. I'm like, hey, okay, so fine. Maybe hatukuwa na audio. Labda aliwatusi, you never know. But hata kama mtu amekutusi, does it get to that point yenye unapiga tu mtu headshot hivyo?
Extreme force. That is what's called. And it's getting concerning. Why are police officers giving people headshots? A headshot is a kill shot. According to like proper training, if you're in that sphere, headshot is what you use when you're forced to use extreme force. It's life or death. You're in a life or death situation. Unajaribu kujitoa, or it's a life or death situation where other people's lives are like on the line.
Yeah.
So it's either you take that extreme mode, ufanye a headshot, or you're supposed to do other. You're actually supposed to wound somebody. Like it's not supposed to be. You've just met somebody, next thing headshot.
Bro, headshot is crazy.
If somebody is a criminal or has committed a particular crime, they're supposed to first be arrested.
For me, it's like already as the government to go in this shit. And then, how do you even... ile hata vile nani alisema ni kweli Sifuna. Se wanajishika handball wenyewe bana. tuna demonstrate juu ya police
police brutality, then you show us more police brutality
on bro.
I think si ati nawatetea our police ama something. But if you look at this different angle, first let me ask, our police wote wenye wamekuwa wakiua watu, like these officers, when you look in, all of them are men. Ukiangalia tu hautapata woman police officer sijui amepiga mtu risasi ama sijui.
Sijui hawakwangi in the front line.
Women are not in the front line.
Wanakuanga lakini not in the front line. Wangekuwa front line.
Yeah, but I think this thing generally, these police officers kuna venye mentally hawakuagi sawa kiplani.
Si hata mentally. Me I feel like watu nikawa wanakuanga induced on something before wakuje hizo vitu. Nikaa tu kuna drug fulani wanakuwa injected.
The question is now, what are they being trained?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Hiyo ndio swali. It's not even about what are these people being trained. Because if you notice, even in that clip, there were 2 police officers. When this guy did this headshot, this other guy didn't flinch. Like hata ikum
hata sasa endo nikalikuwa na mtap bro tuende.
Ikum hit zile za guy like umeenda mbali like.
Yeah, and this officer says kwa koti that he didn't mean to shoot this guy. Ilikuwa ile ya kumthreaten tu, but the
threaten mtu na headshot.
Anasema he didn't know the gun was loaded. Unajua
how are they being trained?
When you hiyo ndio ilikuwa swali. So unajua gun ukikock then uncock kutoa hiyo magazine.
Hata iko na safety.
Kuna hiyo risasi inabaki kwa chamber, si ndio? So anasema ati yeye akujua hiyo risasi kwa chamber and stuff, but the story is not adding up. That was very bad.
That thing was just intended.
Okay, no problem. Let's play devil's advocate. Hapo, si ndio? He didn't know that the gun was loaded. He was just trying to give off a warning shot, A, B, C and D. Why did he not help that guy after ilifanyika? Because if I shot you by mistake, it wasn't my intention to shoot you. I was trying to warn you what and what. The first reaction should be, I should be getting you help.
But do you know this guy called Charles Owino? You know him, the former police spokesperson.
Yeah.
He said there's something the police are being told. Deny and deny and deny, even with evidence. Wekata. That's the rule. So ara kikupiga risasi by mistake, he can't come and pick you.
So what are they teaching our cops?
You've seen the lawyer that was
he didn't shoot. That thing is on video, man.
Then the internet being the internet,
lawyers incompetent. Then kitu inaonekana live. It's not
he's
even
doing his
edited.
job. That's being a lawyer. He's doing
his job.
Alafu,
all of a sudden akajirecuse from the case
because people went
pressure.
We forget the pressure. Kenyans went and looked for that guy's receipts za kitambo akisema anataka
kupelekea sijui mtoto wa
ng'ombe ati
Maya Obama
50
cows na anajifanya hapo na American accents.
Kulikuwa na hiyo accent hata
I think as a country imefika point when we are just full of mediocrity.
It's
like sasa tuko kwa competition ya mediocrity. Who will do the most?
Yeah, and you know what kitinaboa watu see the fact that the police officers just shoot people. Kitinaboa hiyo pia inaboa watu, but the main thing is the silence of the government.
About such because when they're silent it makes it seem like they're in agreement with it. It's okay ifanyike tu.
There's this Stapasaris. There's a statement alisema ati our officers are doing the best they can. They're doing a very good job. In fact, there's a clip last demonstrations. There's an officer alikuwa mbeba laptops. Ametoka kanao kwa duka ya mtu. Duka yenye protesters walikuwa wanataka kuvunja.
Niliona kulikuwa na hizo clips.
Akabeba laptops. Then when they are anabeba naingia nao kwa Land Cruiser yao. Then Pasaris comes and anasema those laptops were recovered from people who stole them and he was returning them to the owner. The owner alikuwa tu hapa kwa mbali but yeye anaingia nao kwa cruiser. Man, Kenya, I don't know.
Nilikuwa naona watu walianzisha meme ati yeye ndo the new spokesperson of police.
Who?
Si Pasaris.
The same person who was busy telling people that she's a what in her country. I'm a what in my country. There was a clip.
No, that was Senator Nyamo. That's a totally different person. But still on maandamanos bana, there is also a 19-year-old girl that was raped and killed. And then now people protested and a 19-year-old again was shot in the head.
By who?
Who do you think are doing the shooting?
Who likes headshots?
Officers, Kenyan officers.
At this point, yeah.
Is it that we don't have enough criminals these people can deal with? I fail to understand.
It's not even about having enough criminals that these people can do. What are these people being trained? Like what because okay.
So anatolewa uraia.
Let's assume umeenda huko kwa fields ndio you're a cop, what and what.
Umeenda kiganjo,
kiganjo. Whatever has happened when your trigger happiness ukaenda ukashoot mse uko nje.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, sawa, there's that one that they want to put out that thing like, oh, deny. But internally, what's also happening? Because that should raise so many questions. You should ask.
That's what I'm saying.
What was this person being trained? Where were they deployed? Why? Like, there's so many questions that have to be answered
For me,
here.
I feel
the
like,
how, the what, the where, the.
I feel like say wanakuanga too induced, bro. Ile si. You can't just shoot.
It's not human anymore.
Ile si human bana. Wezi shoot to your fellow human tu hivyo. Hata kama umetolewa uraia aje. Wezi tu shoot mtu hivyo and then unatoka tu unatembea. Na niko sure aliendelea tu na kufanya kazi yake. Proper tu. It's just being inhuman.
But Uski, but one something is not all of them are trained. Like you saw the previous stories where like some of them buy these lots with cash.
So you buy yes, lakini lazima training naye lazima upitie. That's why they saying wanakwanga niyo statement ya kutolewa uraia. Lazima. Wezi ienda tu hiyo.
Let me tell you, there's the kutolewa uraia. I came across a story, actually nishangaza sana. Kenya tumekuwa tumenyamazia hiyo story sana, but this one was involving the KDF. Kuna place hapa Wajia wako na, what was it called? Their barrack. So there's a guy that it happened in the 19s. So kuna 1980 I think. So there's a guy alienda kaset fire kwa hiyo barracks. Time watu walikuwa nalala. Then and dozens of KDF officers were burnt and they died. Then some were left with injuries. The next day, these officers wenye walikuwa wamebaki sasa, they went kwa hiyo village, walikuwa wanajua huyo mtu vizuri. Wakaenda, they killed people, like innocent people hapa Kenya. And wenye walikuwa wamebaki wakachukua hostage, wakaingiza kwa certain primary school, wakawafungia huko. And some died of starvation for 3 days. No food, no water. No. Some died of starvation, wengine waliuliwa. It is estimated that over 3,000 people died. Then the government ilikuja kanyamazia hiyo story. So hiyo kitu mimi wewe inaniuliza, kwani hao watu wanatolewa uraia how? How can you do something?
Bro, me I feel like say hata wakitrainiwa bado wanakuanga na ile mentality ya colonization.
Shoot to kill.
Si hata shoot to kill. You know those guys walikuwa na train polisi wakijua bana bro. Hapa mnaenda kudeal na because they were kusema kweli hawako wanatuona ka human being. Yeah. So I think hiyo tu ndo training yenye say
it's very animalistic.
Even after all these years bado tu ni transition tu bado tu ni hiyo training. So until we change hiyo system ya kutrain bro.
I also feel like being in the police force in Kenya.
Wanasema siku hizi ni service.
Sorry, there's the police service yes. In Kenya is difficult. Why am I saying that? In other countries, like let me give example, UK.
Yeah.
Being an officer, like there's this honor that comes with it.
With it, yeah.
There's so much honor that comes with it. There's so much respect that comes with it.
Yeah.
That even if you try to bribe a cop, yendo atakushika. Like he'll not even achezi. Like he'll feel like unaniona aje. You get?
But hawezi kuwa wote. There are obviously those characters.
Yes, obviously hawezi kuwa wote. But generally, like nini tu. That's the energy you'll get.
Yeah.
Like, this is not somebody who's easily bought. This is someone who's not easily persuaded. This is someone who's not easily going to go against the book.
Yeah.
You understand? But in Kenya, I don't know. When I came to Kenya, then, you see like cops. It wasn't the same.
Ulikuwa na culture shock.
Very big one. Very big one. Until I even had people saying this statement that when you're naingia police service ni watu wasi. Or something like that.
Yeah.
When you walipata C, like it's like I don't know. It's not given the same honor. It's not given the same respect. It's not seen as like okay, our sewa kwapa to protect us. It's like
us against them.
Yeah, it's like hao ni wenye wako perform very well in school. Na maana wako pale. When they want to protect us, sawa, they will protect us, but generally we're not expecting their protection.
Yeah.
If anything, we're expecting is what's currently happening. So it's weird. It's a bit.
And then bro, it was hiyo day ilikuwa tu ka rampage tu yani. Goons pia walitokea from nowhere na marungu na manyaunyo.
Goons walipigwa wenye walishikwa.
Before wapigwa waliangaisha Yeah, I saw some clips bana wakiibia mzee fulani bana. It was not easy.
And then it's sad.
And then it looked like an...
It's sad to think even these goons that are being hired to disrupt these protests,
yeah,
these are the same people who maybe hata ye anatafuta unga. You understand? Like even him, akona njia fulani yenye anaweza accept. It's not that he feel. I don't think even some of these goons actually agree with what's going on. Yeah, anaona tu do. Anaona tu by the end of the day, I'll have 2K.
Hawi,
sawa.
You're in that desperate position yenye mtu tu hata kikuoffer 50 bob.
Uta accept.
You 50 bob, it's a lot to you.
Now what makes me annoyed about that is when it's time to help such people, our so-called politicians can't find these people. But when it's time to use them for such agendas, wanapatikana.
Bro,
alafu angalia the guys where they were from. Yeah. Most of them were from the slum areas.
From the slums.
Informal settlements, guys. Informal settlements.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
At informal settlements.
Yeah.
We shouldn't say slums.
Informal settlements.
From the hood.
Okay, from the hood. So ukiangalia the guys wenye walikuwa wanaletwa, most of them are from there. So mtu mwenye ako huko, si wote wako that ile maisha poa. Unaona. So in as much as they're being misused, kwenda kuharibu.
Mi kwa akili yangu, as in, hata si, ile ni desperation yenye, hata ikuwa 50 bob. Mtu amekupatia tu hiyo hope. Ati wewe enda ufanye kazi utarudi nikulipe. Yeah. Imagine hiyo situation tu yani. Wewe enda utarudi nikulipe. Hata hiyo pesa hujaona utarudi nikulipe.
Yet the same person has the ability to change your situation.
Alafu unaenda hapo ulipwi.
Has the same ability to change that situation.
Alafu the people they are fighting, ni watu people who are fighting for their rights.
Usikie 4 of them died. And then the funny bit, hata saa hii ukienda Kibra, kuna speakers zimewekwa hapo nje, wanachanga pesa ya mazishi. So nashindwa asimpigie tu Sakaja. It's Sakaja, it's obvious. Because prior to that day, there's a meeting walikuwa.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. There's this guy called Faruk aliamka, akaambia Sakaja, panga hii maneno, stuff. Watu wasilete vurugu Nairobi. And Sakaja stood to the mic na akasema, last demonstration mlinipata unaware. Unaona? So next time mimi nitakuwa nimejipanga. And then people come to the streets, goons wanakuja. Unaona? So things with Sakaja are not adding up. Then akatoa statement akasema hapana,
it was not part of it,
and stuff. So me kitu inaniuma, these people died. Unaona? Juu ya pesa ilifaa wapewe 2000.
Na hata
wengine hata hawajalipwa.
So si wengine wajalipwa.
They've come out here.
Unaona? So sad.
Now that shows the type of leaders we have in our country. Tuko na leaders wengine, I don't know. Leaders too. People who are not meant to be leaders. Let me just put it that way.
Hey, it's tough. So there's this TikToker. Dylan Page.
Yeah, Dylan
I love
Page.
how you're saying there's this TikToker. Let me say it well. The one and the only person who is giving us news as it is supposed to be given. Paka nashinda watu kama Daily Mail and who and who.
Yeah.
Mr. Dylan Page was in Kenya. And this actually happened after he had spoken to one of our own Kenyans. I've forgotten her name. There's a very nice lady who...
TikToker.
Yeah, she's also a TikToker. They had some event, Uko Maju. They met and she invited him. That was like 2 months back.
Yeah.
Feb. Yeah, like 2-3 months back. It was like, oh, you should come to Kenya. Dude came to Kenya, which was awesome.
Wonderful.
His first time in Africa, imagine. Kenya is where he came to.
And he covered the protests.
Yeah, he did cover the protests, but before even covering the protests,
Nini ilikuwa namleta? Ama is the guy who I saw, he went to Kibera also.
Yeah.
But what is it with watu wakikuja?
Exactly what I wanted to wonder.
Lazima tu aanze tu na ama wanataka experience tag walk na lazima.
No, I also think maybe for him, okay, let me be very honest. Uko inje, most of the news you're getting from Africa, ni mambo ya slam, like it's always more of the negative side you get. It's never like, oh wow, Masai Mara, oh my gosh, animals, woo. It's always something Kibera,
Really?
the largest slam, blah blah,
Really,
etc.
in my mind, it's like if you visit a place, it's either unaenda uko kulearn or for recreation. You can't tell me this guy is going to learn in Kibera.
No, he is, because
What is he going to learn?
take it like this.
Yeah.
He's been covering news for a while. Most of the news stories, obviously, utapata ni vitu negative, you get. So probably he wanted to see it for himself. Like, okay, hii place yenye nasikianga all the time, niaje by the way.
Sasa must you take someone from outside to come and cover the positive sides of Kibera?
It could have been a personal thing. It could have been something he actually wanted to experience.
See, in as much as mtu anakuja kutoka nje, Kibera is not the first place anafaa kuenda. Unaona? It's like, like people normally say, it's making the first, like getting the first impression. Ukishampeleka Kibera the first time, uwambe atonde Masai Mara the next time. Kwake haita.
But would we say that?
And then you hate Trump for calling Africa shithole countries. Because hao watu wakitoka huko, the first thing watakuja waone, that is hapo ndo hiyo Kibera tu, hiyo ndo kitu wataona ya kwanza. So unafikiria, and then how many people go back?
Do you know why it's good? Let them have that assumption at Inivo. Reason being, if these people actually knew at the vibes that Kenya actually has, tungekuwa tunaishi hapa bana.
But there tungekuwa tunarest.
Yeah, it's like
in
that.
Fact, but there hao kidogo tu wenye washajua tu ati Kenya ni vibe. Let's deal with those.
Yes,
ones.
but
those are enough.
But a huge percentage wanajua Kenyan like Africa tunahangaika. Because when ukiangalia like this posts and stuff, TikToks, what on like these questions Barabara, like they just come and interview, like what's your when I tell you about Africa, what do you think of? Then answers to like lack of water.
I feel like that's really need sana in America kushinda other countries.
Clips,
Europe and Europe, England, like Europe, Britain, that side, not so much. People, I think the education system is a little bit better. So people are a little bit more, they understand.
Open-minded.
Like, yes, they're open. But some Americans are really dumb. Like really dumb. How many countries are there in Africa? Africa's a country. I know. Okay.
Nazo clips za UN sijui za starvation and kwani huko Amerika watu wa starve. Mbona tu za Africa ndo unawekewa mtoto fulani na
kuna place
inapita.
Skid Row. There's a place called Skid Row. That place,
crazy.
There's a guy that actually does content like that on TikTok. He wears like a cam, like a body cam type of thing.
Yeah.
Then he just walks through that street. Kwa hiyo barabara unaona watu ni mazombi. People are living on the streets out of carts, sleeping on cardboard. They're high like no man's business. Wajui wako wapi, wengine wamehang tu kwengine. Wako tu. Hey. Every country has its good side and has its...
Alafu they don't focus on their bad side. They focus on other people's bad sides.
Yeah.
No, they don't focus on their flaws.
It's tough days, yeah.
So yeah, Dylan Page was in Kenya. Then finally he went back to his home country and then covered, like he released the
video from
yes, because I think even he felt the tensions. He was like, I could be here in Kenya. I get stopped at the airport
after the move that BBC pulled. Of course, lazima angekuwa too cautious.
But I felt he covered the story perfectly.
Very well.
Very well. Very
if you notice
clear.
even the pronunciations, the proper pronunciations of certain names, got them on point. Got them on point.
Good work.
I'm not on TikTok, so
I'll send you his video.
It's on YouTube.
It's on TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok, so even if you send me
even on YouTube,
so I can download, I can send you the video. You can check it out on YouTube.
Check it out on.
Why are you so allergic to TikTok? TikTok ilikufanyia nini?
Sijui. Mi si TikToker.
Ni sawa, we need some people like you. So in case one day all of us we get possessed by TikTok, at least kuna few people
kuna watu wenye
wanaweza tutoa.
Tunaambia tutakuwa tunaweka kwa keji fulani, tunaambia watoto unaona huyu TikTok ndio imefanya kwa hapa.
Mtu msana shake anafanya tu hivi na kuna simu.
But what's going on with celebrities na relationships sahi bana? Juzi tu hapa Daddy Mato. It was the same week actually, si ndio?
Yeah.
Sahi now
Tooth Fairy.
Mulamwa the Tooth Fairy. Ameamua bana
But that's so petty. Like
so
ati give me back my teeth.
Kwani
ni zako? Kwani ziliandikwa jina yako? Kwani zinatosha mdomo yako?
Nyinyi mliona tu meno? Bro, bas nyinyi mlimiss point ya hiyo nini yote.
Kwani alikuwa anatakaje?
Msa alituma hadi nudes za udem kwa baba yake.
Ndio nakwambia, that is the example of somebody who number one is a bitter ex. Number two does not have sense.
Wacha kusema bitter ex.
He's a bitter ex. Kwani
si udem pia alikuwa na retaliate. Si pia alikuwa anafanya hizo vitu.
Sawa, but ask yourself, Oscar,
why are you talking about Mulamwa peke yake?
I'm not even taking sides.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Lazima uangalie angles zote. Watu wote they acted as kids.
I don't know those people.
They
I've
went
never
below
been
the belt.
inside the innermost, inside the inner rooms. Sijui.
Yeah.
But their lanes. Like kuna vitu tu, as a normal human being, you not just do them.
Bro,
Hata kama mse amekukosea. You get. How on earth do you send nudes, things that were taken intimate, mukikwa wawili?
To the family, man.
Mukikwa wawili. When you were two, when you people were doing your things, mukichikre up and down, no one was there with you. Now, things zimeumana, unataka kuinvolve watu wengine kwa vitu za ujinga.
Alafu, I don't know why there's this mentality, ama there's this culture around. When you guys are dating publicly, iko hapo, we know you guys are lavidavis and the muko sawa, the perfect life. No. Then when you guys have issues,
lazima ikuage to bita.
Hamwezi kuja like you guys sort your issues aside. Lazima mukuje mtu
involve
on social media, of which we don't even care about what you guys do.
That's why I actually respect couples who maybe they've been public, but ikikuja your stage ati wame break up, wanasema please respect our privacy. We're going through 1 and 2, nini, we'll see venye the future itakwa. But as of now, we are no longer together. You get? That is at least, you can be respected as an adult.
Yeah.
But hii ingine, nudes zinalikiwa kwa wazazi.
Hadi wanaweka kwa status.
Unasema
page ya mtoto.
Page ya mtoto, status unaweka.
Unajua hiyo hata unafaa kushikwa. Because that's like putting porn kwa nini ya mtoto.
Man.
Alafu unajua one sad thing ni, for them wanaona ni kama like they're firing back at each other, like nimemweza, nimepost nudes zake, unaona. Hawangali that child is going to grow up. I grow up ajue like the whole nation already saw my parents.
Nana liweka kwa page ya mtoto.
Mulamwa. It's about being mature. Like you have a kid, you're a dad.
What are you thinking? Not even that. Okay, what even happened to that level? Yenye msaka feel that is like that is the only way out, because kama ni mambo ya infidelity, hiyo we've seen it. Infidelity happens. Ni kitu it's known uko nje. Those are challenges that happen in marriage. Infidelity, financial challenges, health challenges, mtu amepata chronic illness or something like that. Being lied to, maybe this person had another family elsewhere. What took it to that level that now you're posting nude pictures on your child's page? Kwa page ya mtoto.
I guess that's why they say love is blind.
Your love yao ni rubbish and nonsense. Wapeleka uko kando. In fact, they should not even bring it back to us. We don't want that nonsense. I mean,
alafu funny thing,
they're entertaining Kenyans, and Kenyans are like, hata si taking sides.
Tunapenda udaku tu.
Yes.
Ikikuja.
We like tea, but we like reasonable tea. That is nonsense. That is absolute rubbish.
Bro, speaking of the fairy food, the fairy what? The tooth fairy. Kumbe, apparently, tuliona nani chapa hiyo clip akatoa meno rutikia sijui nini. Apparently alikuwa na promote tena nini fulani. Orthodontic center ingine. So mwenye orthodontic center wa kwanza alimfanyia hiyo procedure, akakama out. Akasema bana, actually this was his response. It is wrong to use the treatment I gave you for free at Lake Basin Orthodontic Center to advertise another facility in the name of clout chasing. This is wrong. Most of you influencers are fond of doing this without any conscience. Where are your ethics? So apparently you tooth fairy pia kumba kulipia imeno. Imeno ilifanyiwa bure.
So why does he want the teeth back kama zilikuwa za bure?
Labda
mwenye anafakulia hapo ni mwenye amecome out. The person who should be asking for the teeth back ni mwenye amecome out. Orthodontist.
Anyway, we wish Mulamo all the best in getting a new girlfriend. Because you are very soon.
Please.
Already alishapata
the best advice.
Kuna mwingine alishampost.
Keep it private, sasa. We don't want to know. We have already seen the inside of your nyash. We don't want to see anymore. Please.
Tata keep private na ameona sahi ya mwalipi na betting farms. Sasa si lazima arudi na hizo skits.
Aende OnlyFans basi. I mean, we don't want to see your...
But they are OnlyFans.
We don't want to see your private parts on social media.
Speaking of relationships, the reunion between Elon and Trump.
Who saw that coming?
Wale wase wanaweza gaslight mtu bana.
No,
Mpaka
who saw it
useme-
coming? Me, I saw it coming.
You saw it coming.
Yeah, do you know why I saw it coming?
Uh-huh.
Because realistically, if like genuinely those guys were like really like beefing yani hiyo case
Proper.
imeisha nini,
Mm.
ungeona post za Trump X. Ungeziona
But
hata
I
moja.
remember uliuliza hiyo
Yeah,
swali.
you will not see
But-
one.
He has
but-
the
but-
option of
but
doing
now,
away with them.
how will their relationship move on sasa?
Venye
forward?
imekuwa na move. Kwani okay, we think this is
Sahi,
the first time
unajua
wamekosana.
number one, sasa ujui msee anaweza rant nini. Yani uko tu na mtu na ujui anaweza enda Twitter na post nini
unpredictable.
kukuhusu.
Sasa hapo ni things
So
will
the
go back to
relationship
normal.
already
But
that relationship is bruised.
They'll have lanes.
But that
Unaona?
relationship is bruised. Hiyo sidhani ka
I don't think so.
Those people
I feel like this is one of the longest relationships Trump has had.
Eish.
Angalia.
Mbona unaumiza Trump?
No, check. Just check. Who is the last person who was as close as Elon has been to Trump? Ni
But
nani?
yeah, I can't recall.
Yeah, true.
Wako tu sawa. They're fine. They'll still do their thing.
But yeah.
Mm.
Maybe what I feel, in as much as the relationship issue, but I feel they had to sort things out because kuna vile they're both gaining from each other. Unaona? So when ukipata mtu and when you know you're getting something very
It's love
useful,
hate.
Yeah.
unaona, from this
See,
person,
it's
you'll
like
do kila kitu.
Elon is good with kuleta do resources, but now Trump is the business mind. So either way, lazima mu coexist.
It's not even Trump is the businessman hapo. Yes, he is a businessman.
He's
but
a business, as in, he's
I
the
feel,
one.
I feel like it's...
Do you know why I'm saying this?
Mm.
Trump akona connection ya our politicians.
Yes.
So yeye ndo ako kwa ground.
Exactly.
Elon, hiyo rich bado hajafika.
Alafu Elon
Not
is
even
good
that.
in mobilization.
I feel like...
good in mobilization.
Resource mobilization.
I feel like Elon is good kwa the digital space. Like he's good...
Digital na kona do
You
pia.
understand? Yes.
He's well tuned.
Digital akona do.
Yeah.
But unaona hii interact na wase. Jamaa na struggle sana.
Si ndo nasema
He
sasa
doesn't-
hapo ndo sasa Trump
Ajui social cues. Like
Yeah.
what wanasema, oh, it's because he's on the spectrum, what and what. He has whatever, I think autism or some kind of whatever that affects his interactions. So it feels like Trump is that guy,
Yeah.
knows everybody. When they get into a party, he's the one that will be talking. He's like, oh, meet my friend Elion. Elion ako pale, anafanya hizo vitu zake, anasalimia watu
anasalimia
kifani,
watu.
but akona do and, resources. So
That's why they're both benefiting from each other.
Yeah.
They love
Yeah.
to learn.
Yeah.
Inaitwanga aje symbiotic relationship. Nipe ni kupe. Unacheka nini? Nipe ni kupe. But anyway, as I woke up today, I woke up to the news that US bomb Iran.
Yes, they have.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's
It's
very,
true.
very true.
They bombed their nuclear sites. And actually, Trump took to X and posted a tweet that said, "We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. Fordo, all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace.
I feel tu
Thank you
nikapo.
for your attention
Hapa ametupa
matter.
strays kwa countries ka Russia,
in China.
Korea, North
See,
Korea.
we know America. America, they're very bravado with
Bana
everything they do.
Kim Jong-un, what are you doing? Join this thing,
Alafu
bana.
unajua, there's this statement I'm still trying to load. Kwa hii Trump's tweet, anasema, now is the time for peace. To him, he feels like he's creating peace. But in real sense, this guy's creating
Instigate kitu,
ana create a war ingine, like,
amefungua Pandora's box.
I mean,
But why are you surprised? That has been America's MO for the longest time.
Yeah, that's how they
That's
operate.
like ni script wametumia so many times on so many different occasions.
Yeah, the last one being Iraq,
Yeah.
where they killed a lot of civilians and people there claiming that they have, I don't know, nuclear weapons or something. It was so chaotic.
and the worst thing ni ilikuwa allegedly.
yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But
So
you see, when it
bad.
comes to nuclear levels, allegedly is enough reason. Reason being because nuclear is not something ati
Si mchezo.
yeah mtu
It's not
nini tu
child's
moja
play.
sahi ati ita nini tu one
Pap.
place
Ati italipuka tu pap.
ni
Alafu-
place
alafu-
sisi wote tunaweza potea.
If you've realized, the reason why they're actually bombing these people because of nuclear weapons is, according to vile naona, they want to be the superpower. Wataka kuwa ni sisi ndio tuko nao pekee.
Na waezi.
Unaona, na haiwezekani.
Hawaezi man.
Actually, there's a treaty that was signed on according to the nuclear wars and everything.
Yeah.
That there are certain number of nuclear warheads a country should be having. Like China and not China, it's Russia and the United States. They have the same number of nuclear warheads. Hakuna kupita mwenzako. Wewe huwezi tengeneza 5,000, mimi nitengeneze 4,000. It's illegal.
Standard.
Yeah, and there's this agreement ilikuwa signed with a lot of countries, 191
NATO.
countries.
But mi niko sure wase wa supervise hizo vitu.
They supervise. They are Russians.
Bro, kuna
They don't.
se niko sure kuna zingine wako nazo chini ya maji.
Hidden, that's the thing.
Because
that's the thing.
lazima waone nitautudu aje. Wako na ngapi?
Yeah.
So
Okay, on the treaty, yes, they want wali sign the treaty, but ebu angalia on Iran. Iran, Trump alikuwa na, like, he wanted a treaty to be signed with them.
yeah.
But ukiangalia that story, to hawakuwa fair on Iran side. Kwa Iran, si ati walikuwa like wana based on like levels, like mukue nayo but on this level. Ilikuwa they drop your story
Musikue na
musikue nayo.
Hata fikra peke yake.
Like musikue nayo completely to the point where
Even the thought of it,
the
it's
nuclear
just wrong.
sites zinakuwa brought down. Unaona? Like hawataki wakue nayo completely. Like wanaona like ni kama they're a threat. Wanataka kuwa the superpower. Like sisi ndio bingwa every single time. Unaona?
There's something being said. Kim Jong-un is a child that have a lot of toys, but no one wants to play with him. If the state feels that they are the guys, why don't they try?
So that's what I'm saying, a join bana. Asaidia Iran bana.
Kim
Asaidia
Jong-un is not just
underdogs.
Like this is not just somebody. Okay, let me put it like this. This is somebody that has been so disconnected from the rest of the world for the longest time, and then kitu ya generations, the way they've been operating in North Korea.
Disconnected. Msana ngoja tu try me. Ni wale wa
ndio nasema like he's
me.
been in his
Pull
zone.
move.
You get, he's been in his zone so long, zile za utaki hata kusumba umse sasa. You don't know what
ujui akili yake
hizo behind the scenes amekuwa nafanya.
Alafu I feel he's also a smart guy. Unaona?
Yeah,
you don't just jump into wars ni kama it's a
bro,
play
this
game.
is hapa asaidie tu
Unaona?
Iran.
Cause una issue si kusaidia Iran. Issue ni you look at the people you have behind. Unaona? He's a leader, a whole country, a whole nation. Unaona? In as much as ye ata jump into the Iran war, akuja wasaidie, actually to him, it's like he's looking back. When I enter into this war, the whole country
Me am one
enters
person
the
who
war.
believes kama ni mbaya, wacha iharibike yote basi.
But I feel unaye kujitoa kwa hiyo war,
Because
it's a smart idea.
vile hii kitu inaendelea, it's only a matter of time, bro.
Yeah, it's just a matter
It's only a matter of time. Ilianza na Russia, yani ikaenda Israel, tena ndo hii. Sasa tena ndo hii US imeingia. It's only a matter of time. We just don't know when.
Of which I feel
but
US
it's
is not
coming.
smart. Because US side, the only partner they have is Israel. Okay. Because if it's Iran, I'm pretty sure Iran itakuwa supported by Russia, China, and these other countries. Unaona?
Yeah.
US is they're so dumb to the point whereby awangali, unajua, when these guys decide to team up together, awakona they're only two. It's like to say, you're going to, like you're going, like wewe mtu moja, you're going to battle 5 people.
Yeah.
Unaona? Of which unajua, the probability of you not winning the war is so high.
But now, dude, Nani moves with being the Lulu. Trump. Hiyo huwezi mwambia.
Yeah.
Wacha nini na Trump wetu bwana.
Do you know the Americans? There's no single war mepigana and they win.
They win.
They have never won.
They've never won any war.
They're those people who they're called what? Wanapenda kufuadho match. They like to
pepeta utoroke.
Alafu wanatoroka.
But we just hope it lead to the world wars things and stuff, because right now world war ikianza tutaishi wapi?
Like this earth is hard enough.
Yeah.
It is already hard enough before we now add a war on top of it, but it's already hard enough for most people.
And some people were saying, there's some people actually were saying, it's the end times, it's written and stuff.
Which there's that perspective. There are a lot of things that are happening that are really giving revelations. Yeah, there are a lot of things that are happening. It says in the end times, men will become lovers of themselves. Even this thing of like time seems to be going faster than what it was. That's why unapata siku inaisha too quickly. Like you just woke up, next thing it's lunchtime, next thing it's evening, next thing the next day.
Bro, mimi nimesha accept we already in the end times, wacha iishe.
Let it end.
Twende tu nini kwa hizo mansions.
Mambo ya kupostpone because so unakuwa unafikiria what's next itakuwa country.
Wapige tu hiyo trumpet
Next itakuwa
ikwe ama piano tuwete chup.
But if unajua all this according to ukiangalia like the story vizuri.
Yeah.
All this drama, the words and all that ilianza shana za kitambo, but sai this current wars ilianza after the story of the river Euphrates drying up. Ilianza hapo
which was like one of the signs.
Yeah, one of the signs. Even though inafaa kuanza. The river Euphrates drying up. So a third of the angels that were chained under the river are going to be released. Now, wakikuwa released, chaos and according to the Bible, chaos, havoc and warfare.
Mina float mbaya sana.
According to the Bible, your story ko hivi. The river Euphrates, according to the Bible, wanasema the angels that Lucifer was dropped down, walikuja naye, were chained under the river. So according to the Bible, inasemekana, when the river officially dries up, of which it did, a third of the angels were going to be released, and after being released, chaos, havoc, and warfare was going to be released.
I'm on Michael's side.
Angel Michael.
Yeah,
Angel Michael is the angel of war.
I am with him.
That's how. So you're ready to fight.
You're ready to fight.
Kaende.
Kumbuka, the fight is before it manifests physically, it first starts spiritually. So ukitaka kufight,
are you ready spiritually?
Bora ni fight tuko ndani. So long as it's a fight.
We bora upewe sword na white horse.
Bora ni fight, bro.
Sword na robe.
Na robe, yeah, ita fight.
Isikuwe ile he died fighting na huko unapigana vita. Ilikuwa ni vita ya ukweli. Ilikuwa vita. But mnakumbuka last time niliwaambia issue ya Tyler Perry, nilikuwa nangoja tu kitu katalipuka.
But I feel like hizo case files mingi zinaenda kutokea generally because of right now we have the larger umbrella of the Diddy case.
Unasikianga dominoes fall. Ndio sasa imeanza na mmoja. Hebu Ray, give us a brief about that Tyler Perry issue.
On the Tyler Perry issue, so Tyler Perry is being sued by a former employee.
Yeah.
He's being sued for $260 million for allegedly sexual assault and sexual harassment. So there's this guy who worked with the Tyler Perry for some time. Kwa hiyo movie at the Oval. So Tyler Perry alikuwa amemwambia like atakuwa na gig, like the gig, because you know the guys that Tyler Perry features kwa shows zake.
Yeah.
So all very
fine,
cute, fine, scrumptious looking gentlemen.
Yeah. So according
to them, ningekuwa US ningekuwa featured. I know, right?
Amen to that.
Yeah, so the nigga is called Dixon. So walikuwa na Tyler Perry, they knew each other and stuff. So, and I sued Tyler Perry for the sexual assault and sexual harassment issues. And according to him, ilianza when Tyler Perry, they were just mutual friends. Kwanza. Then ikafika point where Tyler Perry, like, alikuwa nenda kwa Tyler Perry. So Tyler Perry alikuwa namuuliza if he's ever had intimacy with guys. Allegedly, according to the stories. So Tyler Perry asked him,
hey, let me soup.
If he had ever had intimacy with other guys.
Yeah.
Now Tyler Perry asked him if he was a top or a bottom.
Does that kind of what a top or a bottom is?
What a top or a bottom is?
I don't relate with such things.
So on the
okay, just to explain.
Don't explain to me. You'll pollute my mind.
No,
please.
in the most simple way.
You know, you guys are in my ears.
Yes, but in the most simple way, in the most PG-13 way. So,
I know what you're saying, and the audience knows.
Top is like a plug.
I know.
Bottom is the socket.
I know what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. So alimuuliza hivyo akamuuliza like if he's a top or a bottom. So the guy's response was he's majorly a top. He's majorly a top.
Okay.
So according to the guy, anasema that when he was there, Tyler Perry used to touch him and
grope
stuff,
him,
like kumshika with like wako hapo pamoja, but to him hangewahi like retaliate or kukataa because anataka hiyo gig ya the Oval, hiyo movie ya the Oval, according to him. So ange communicate or angesema anything. So the touching and the things used to go on for quite some time. Ikafika a point whereby sasa akaamua quit. Like, I don't know what happened.
Usiniambia after hiyo yote akupatiwa nini? Akukast.
Ali cast.
No, he was casted in the role, but I think as it continued, ikafika stage yenye jamaa kaona this is not worth it. Initially, but it could have been he was keeping quiet because he's an upcoming actor. Maybe I may struggle hata kupata certain parts. He's been in maybe LA for a while. When your actors wanna enter LA and then, you know, they take time, they tend to struggle. Then amepata hiyo opportunity, sindio? This guy seems to be behaving a bit funny, but maybe ni zile za maybe this guy ataacha akiona I'm not in that zone.
Yeah.
So then, apparently before Dixon, this guy akuje like kufikiria like start hizi stuff because of I want this gig.
Yeah.
So Tyler Perry allegedly, according to the guy, Tyler Perry alimwambia like, I want a guy who we can be tutakuwa friends with benefits. Like, I just want the physical satisfaction because Tyler Perry
without
is
a relationship.
very, very busy. Like kwake, he's very, very busy for him to have an emotional attachment.
Crazy.
So Tyler Perry alikuwa anataka like just a physical feeling and all that. So the guy Dixon ilifika point whereby aliach like things happened, akachana na the role. So quite like haieleweki why after kuacha the film alikaa hiyo period yote only for him now to come out akuja aseme like these things were happening.
I think, okay, since it's alleged, right? Let's move with that alleged. I think for that guy, like any person who maybe has had to experience something like that, it's not the easiest thing to come out and say. And I think it's even harder when you're a man to come out and say you face some level of sexual harassment, what and what. Because the initial reaction, especially in Hollywood, people make it seem like that's normal. You understand?
But the guy, but
that happens.
But unajua, the guy is also queer. Let's start with that. The guy is queer. Unaona? Si ati ile like...
Bro, me I believe already by one, being a man is a problem. Number two, then again, you are queer. It's another problem. Maybe
you don't know how you're going to be received.
You've never come out
You've
of
not
the
come
closet.
Out,
so it's crazy. But anyway...
But according to the show, he was filmed. According to the show, Rola Lipatiwa, the character was written as a gay homeless. And
which is fine. Character, that is a character. But maybe you as an individual ujakama utati, you are queer. There's also that.
Yeah.
It's a character you are just playing. True. It's a character. So
it's a role.
Mtu akikuuliza, bro, it's just a role. But we'll wait and see the way that...
But we'll wait and see
what the
case it unfold, Ajib. But I feel... Nikitu tu, obviously, inge drop one day.
Simi nilishajua. I just had a feeling. Ukishaona mtu... Sahi, the world we are in right now, bro, our childhood is destroyed.
Childhood memories are gone.
Zinaenda tu zote.
Yeah, because almost everything that was like entertainment.
The question inakuwa tu now sasa.
You now go back and you're like, what were they feeding us? There's a chick, in fact, who covered that. She was talking about certain videos, music videos in the 90s, where like, when you look back at them now, you realize how inappropriate they actually were. You're like, what were these people doing?
For me,
what were we consuming?
For me, the question now is, who's next?
But I also feel I commend those who are coming out and sharing such experiences, because those who are coming out are giving those who maybe never had a voice to come out your confidence now that I think I can talk about this, because many people are dying in silence. Many people have experienced all sorts of abuse, trauma, especially in work environments.
But anyway, just be kind. Hiyo tu ndo vile mimi naweza sema, be kind. And where you can assist. Anyway, your parting shot.
Do I got a parting shot today? No, just be kind, of course. And for Kenya as a country, we need to continue praying. Whatever's happening on the streets, whatever's happening around us, let's not just take it like it's very normal. There are a lot of forces that we're fighting. So yeah, we need to really hold on to God pretty tight at this point.
Yeah. We are out, man.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.